One option is for a snood type covering. This is not a covering I've made, but it's something somebody sent to me. It's just a simple tube, everything's closed up. It's where the head comes through. I would go ahead and close this up and make it into a snood. Right now it's just what you might call a tube scarf. Close that up. And slip that on. As you can see, it's got a lot of stretch to it. This is a knit fabric. But it has a really nice way that it lays. But what you can do is, if you've got your hair up, you can just anchor a straight pin into your hair. Just kind of do it like that. That alone will help give you some tension. You can use bobby pins along the front. Again, you want to match it as close as you can to your covering. Use bobby pins. Bobby pins are good for not breaking your hair. But if you truly can't use anything on your hair, and no pins or nothing, what I would recommend is get you, if you're making your covering, make you a strip of bias, and it doesn't even have to be bias, but it can just be a simple skinny tube you've sewn. I would sew this around the front edge to make you some strings that will come under here and tie. And the purpose for doing that, even though this is closed and it doesn't need tie, is to put pressure up here along the front, to give you pressure to keep that on your head. Otherwise, it's going to slip off. And frankly, even this way, it might slip some. But I know that you're looking to make them out of linen, and linen shouldn't be too bad to slip. I think that would stay on good. But of course, make that to match your covering, and get that sewed on there. And I think that you'll put such a nice pressure right here, and it'll give your covering a balance, that if you're doing a snood, the weight won't be all the way down your back, your hair won't be all the way down your back. The only thing is, I would say, is if your hair is heavy and it weights us down, it's still probably going to pull without some kind of pin or clip. But if your hair is light enough, it could probably work. But with that frontal pressure right there on the edge, you'll probably be alright. I know you said you have a high forehead too. If you're putting the pressure back there, it's going to slip a lot more than if you're doing it right here. And I know you don't want to pull that down on your head, but you may need to do it some. Just like that, I know, is a lot more uncomfortable. And believe me, now I've worn those type. But if you just kind of find it about midpoint before your head starts to arch back and have that curve, and you're putting, this is sewn on here, and it's got that pressure right there, it's going to go a long way in keeping that on, I think. Let's see. But again, there's the covering. I think, of course, ultimately it would look like that if you've sewn that on there. It's probably kind of a weird design for a lot of folk, but at the same time, it'll lay nice and it'll look nice. It's a little unique for your problem, but I think that could work for you. But again, if you can get your hair up, if you could manage to do that, you'll have so many more options. But I think this one's a good one. I think it'll have a good professional look. Now, whether it'll work as well out of linen or not, I don't know. Truly don't know. I've never really made many coverings out of linen. But it would have the advantage of breathability, that's for sure. But anyway, let me end this particular video.